It's okay if you don't know, but it's not okay if you don't try. Hi, this is Kalpana Reddy from Krishi High School. Today, we are going to learn about Class 6, Chapter 4, that is Dokur, the village in the Plateau region. Okay, so before moving into the topic, I would like to wish you all a happy and a healthy morning, children. Hope everyone is doing good. Okay, so let's move into the topic, children. As I said that today we are going to learn about a village which is located in a plateau region. So first of all, what do you mean by plateau? Plateau already in the previous classes, right from third or like I think is this plateau, the word is introduced, I think, right from third class. So what exactly what do you mean by plateau? Plateau is nothing but highland with a flat surface. In a simple word, if I say, it's a highland with a flat surface. Okay, children. And the thing is, so here today we are going to learn about a village which is located in a plateau region, which is covered with a plateau region. Okay, so we know that our like I mentioned, Telangana is a part of Deccan Plateau, isn't it? Telangana is a part of Deccan Plateau. So out of this plateau region only in Telangana, in Mehboob Nagar district, we have one village called Dokur. So today in this lesson, we are going to learn about uh, the same village called Dokur. Okay, so in the previous class, what we have discussed? We have discussed about the Penamakuru village, isn't it? A delta village, what we can say, a delta region, isn't it? That was a beautiful journey. In the same way, today also we'll have a beautiful journey towards a village called Dokur. So are you ready to join with me, children? So today in this lesson we are going to learn about the crops, the resources, the occupation, shelter, market, etc., and the climate of this place. So okay, so firstly I just wanted to, like I mean to say, share you the slide so that it makes very clear, it gives you a very clear picture, children. Okay, so here you can see, so this is totally Deccan Plateau, isn't it? This is totally Deccan Plateau. So here if you see, so I mean to say, sorry children, I have missed the slide. One second, yeah, one second, I'll just go back and I'll again show you. Yeah, one second, children. Yes, so I'll just share the image for you. Yes, this one. Yeah, yeah. So if you see here, so this is the village. Yeah, one second. Yeah. So this is the village. Like I mean to say, the total Telangana is covered with the Deccan Plateau. So in this plateau region only, we have, like I mean to say, in Telangana, there is a district called Mehboob Nagar, in which this Dokur village is located. Okay, children. So as I already explained you about the plateau, what do you mean by plateau? So to make it more clear, you can just see the image what I've shared it. So it's a plateau region, means it's a highland with a flat surface. Highland with a flat surface, right? Okay. So plateau region in Mehboob Nagar district. So I've shared the like map also for you. If you see, if you look at the map, so in middle it is written a Dokur. So that is the village what we are talking about today. Okay, and in this journey we are going to learn many things about this lesson, children, about this village. Okay, children. So firstly we'll talk about the name. So actually, as said, the name is Dokur. Actually, the old name is Dakur. Actually, the old name of Dokur is Dakur. Why? And Dakur is nothing but Daku. Daku means what, children? Dacoits. And Daku is a Hindi word. Okay, so actually Daku is a Hindi word and it means dacoits. So previously it was like the dacoits, they used this village, or they, as this means like as this like village is totally covered with a dense forest, like thick trees, bushes, etc. So it was more comfortable for the dacoits to hide themselves. Is that clear to you? To escape themselves from the cops. You can see the image also, I've shared it. Okay, so totally like the area I've shared it. So it's completely greenery with the thick, I mean, say, trees and bushes. So it becomes very comfortable for the like dacoits to hide themselves from the cops. Cops is nothing but police. Is that clear to you, children? Okay. So I've shared few images of the village also. This is the exact picture what I've collected, children, to make the concept more clear. Yes, you can see like how they are doing farming and all. Yes, and the people in the village, right? Yes, and the climate. So here the climate is completely drought prone area. So this plateau region is completely drought prone area. That means what? What do you mean by drought prone area, children? Drought prone area means hardly it receives rain. Hardly it receives rain. Okay, children. That means what? So here there is a scarcity of water. There is a scarcity of water. Okay, children. So generally here the as this area is like I mean to say drought prone area and hardly it receives rain. So the vegetation is not so easy. The vegetation is not so easy, and here they'll face lot of problem with water. Okay, children. And here the summer starts from February or March. It's where the climate becomes very hot. So now as we now just now discussed that the climate like it's a drought prone area, and here the like I mean say it receives hardly rain there, so there's a scarcity of water. So then how the people grow the crops? What kind of like I mean to say crops they grow? What type of soil we'll find there? So generally here we have like different soil. Out of that like I mean to say red color soil, red soil, or red soil means yerra nallalu, which is not so fertile, which is not so fertile. Not so fertile means what? Lack of nutrients, lack of nutrients, and which does not holds the moisture, which does not holds the moisture. Because once if the soil is fertile and if it contains a high amount of fertility, then it becomes very easy for the farmers to grow the crops. So but here due to the scarcity of water, and as this area is a drought prone area, so the red soil or the yerra nallalu, it's not fertile, as it means it contains less amount of nutrients. Is that clear to you? And it does not have the capability to hold the moisture. Next comes the black soil. Black soil is also not that much of fertile, but we have one more section of soil, that is deep black soil, which is very good for cultivation, which is very good for cultivation. Now here, okay, so this is what about the soil. Now what about the crops they grow? Yes, so as usual they'll grow paddy only. As usual they'll grow paddy only. I just share you the image, children. Just be connected with me. Yes, one second. Yeah, see, this is what they grow, children. Okay, understood. Paddy, I've shared the image for you. Okay, and okay, now they don't receive the rainfall. So now how they irrigate the crops then? How they irrigate the crops? So obviously we'll get this question now. So why, how they will irrigate the crops then? Once if they don't receive the rain, from where they will irrigate the crops? Generally irrigating crops means what? Watering the crops. See, for growing the plants, we need water. Without water, can you grow the plants or the trees or the crops? No. So here what happened? So here in this Dokur village, we have a cheru or a tank. A tank is nothing but cheru, a pedda cheru. Okay. Actually, here I have shared the image. You can just have a look, children. So we here we have a Peddacheru, and at this side I have again shared one more image, that is called Devarakonda tank. What it is Devarakonda tank. So generally people here, the farmers, they will irrigate the crops by using this tank water. They will use by using this tank water. Generally, like I mean to say, Peddacheru generally is filled with Devarakonda tank. Okay, so means it like not all the time it is, as this area is a drought prone area. Not all the time this cheru or the tank is covered with filled with water, children. So when it get dries and when the water level decreases, so the water is filled with the Devarakonda tank. Okay, okay, you got the point, children. Devarakonda tank is located nearby only. So when the during the rainy season, when the water overflows, from the tank, so that tank water is diverted to the Peddacheru. Okay, children, that tank water is diverted to the Peddacheru. So this water they'll preserve for the irrigation for throughout the year. Okay, children. So this is how this cherus or the tanks, they will support the people for irrigating the crops. Okay, children. Now, apart from this, so here the people, they have also started depending upon the wells and the tube wells. They have also started depending upon the wells and tube wells. So they start, now what do you mean by well and tube wells, isn't it? So here the people started digging bore wells. So what is happening, children, once these cherus are getting dry, in case, or like for their personal use, what these people are doing, the farmers and other section of peoples, for their like I mean to say personal use, they are digging the bores, and tube wells. So they are digging deep into the grounds. I'll just show you the image. One second now. Yeah, I'll just share you the image, children. Yeah, see, you can see the image of well. Okay, and the borewell, how generally borewell digs. You have seen this type of vehicle, isn't it? Have you seen or not? In Suraram also you'll find in many places. Whenever if someone is constructing a building, firstly they'll dig the bore, isn't it? They'll find the water source to dig the like for constructing building, isn't it? So in this way they will dig the bore. So what they are doing, so they are digging the bore deep into the ground, and like if see, once if they dig the bore close to each other, even the ground level water goes on decreasing, and this will not support to multiple people. Okay, so this will only like it becomes a survival for only one or two section of people, not for all the people, whereas cheru will survive a group of, or section of the people, isn't it, children? Yes. So with this, I'm just going to wind up the class, children. Hope like you have understood the concept, what I have explained today. And before ending up the class, I just wanted to share the homeworks also. It's lesson 3, that is Penamakuru village, page number 26, question answers you have to write. Only the textbook question answers you have to write, children. Is that clear to you? And the most important thing what I want to discuss with you is, please upload the homeworks in Google Classroom, and whenever you're uploading, see, it has get registered with your parents mail ID, right? So your parent, I'm able to see your parents name. So whenever you're posting or uploading, you just mention your name and class also. Okay, children, so make sure that you are mentioning, you're writing name and class also very clearly, so that it will be very easy for me to assess. Without your name and class, it becomes very difficult and complicated for me to find out, children. And the people who are unable to send in Google Classroom, so for them also I'm telling, if you're posting the images of your homework, kindly text your name and class, children. Again, every time whenever you're posting it, kindly text your name and class, so that it becomes very easy for me, okay, to assess. Okay, and to like I mean to say, avoid the confusion, right, children? Is that clear to you? Okay, so with this, I'm going to just sign up the class. Thank you for being connected with me.